Great Britain and Germany have often had a fractious relationship. There's been bitter rivalry and often controversy. But sometimes Brits and Germans can get along.
And the new Aston Martin Vantage is proof.
Forget the Vulcan and the Valkyrie. Forget Red Bull and racing. Concern yourself not with the DB11 and DB4 GT. Because as impressive as Aston Martin's recent rise has been, this is where it really counts. This is the car they need to get right. This is the new Vantage.
Would you believe it? This is the standard exhaust system. There is in fact an optional sports exhaust system which not only looks better because it's the quad tip exhaust setup, but would you believe it, sounds even better.
To drive, this new Vantage actually reminds me quite a lot of the AMG GT, but then that's because of the engine, because actually the chassis is completely unique to Aston Martin. The steering isn't quite as fast as that in the Mercedes, but it's still rapid without being skittish, and that's good for giving you confidence on a really twisty road, as is the fact that you can feel exactly what the car is doing beneath your bottom and threading it from corner to corner. Is really good fun. Oh yes. This car is a laugh. Yes.
Although I'm not really fussed about having a DB5 ejector seat, I would like a little more of an older Aston's beautifully communicative steering feel in the new Vantage. Don't get me wrong, it's nicely responsive without dipping into that hyper-alert Ferrari territory, and in some ways this feels like nitpicking, but I'd just like a bit more feedback. I suppose that's just not the modern way. And make no mistake.
And what I mean by that is, it's the way it makes you feel upon stepping inside it. The smell of the interior. I felt like I was in an Hermes showroom. There's this wonderful tone of leather and quality materials that hits the nostrils upon opening the door. It's the door that holds itself. I think it's called the infinite hold door. Basically, when you get out of this car, it doesn't matter at what degree or angle you open the car door, it just holds it there. That's actually a signature Aston Martin feature. Sounds trivial, but you know, when you're in a car park or something and you're opening your door in a fairly tight space, you don't have to sort of sit there and hold it open while you're trying to step out. It just holds itself. And it's features like that that I think overlap beautifully with how sporty this car is. It still has a massive smattering of luxury as well. Now, speaking of luxury, very few brands do interiors as well as Aston Martin, and this new generation of car, it feels like it was sculpted by water. Now hear me out, okay? So most designers, when they talk about the exteriors of their car, there's a lot of emphasis on it being sculpted by air because of the way it's spent in the wind tunnel and aerodynamics and the way that the air flows over the car. Now, of course, water has absolutely nothing to do with the way the interior of this car was sculpted, but if one of the designers said to me that it was inspired by the flow of water,
It has been a fantastic day, and it's nice to come into town just to see this amongst other vehicles, because that's where I think you really see just how amazing it is. I love those headlights, those narrowed eyes. But as good as it's been, we've tried Sport, Sport Plus. There is one other mode we need to try: track.
So let's see what this car's like on track then. So this is a great circuit, it's a technical circuit, can really put a car like this through its paces. And it's a good test because it's got everything. And it shows really what this car can do. The chassis engineers have done a fantastic job, they really have. They've done as good a job as the designers, and that's saying something. You can be neat and tidy in this car if you want to, you can be a bit of a loon, and it'll perform just as you want it to. That steering that's lovely on the road is lovely here as well. And it gives you loads of confidence. You can just tip it in and it will just slide like a beast. Yeah, power, poise, precision. That's what this car's got.
So then, what's my final verdict?
I did a lot of laps in the Vantage, and added to my day on the road, I was left slightly dumbfounded. Imagine walking out of the cinema after seeing Logan or Watchmen, having gone in expecting to see just another superhero film.
I thought it'd be good, I thought it'd be enjoyable, but I didn't expect it to be this quick and this competent. The engine is sensational. The throttle response is absolutely amazing, and the balance is wonderful. Add that to the looks, and you've got a very, very desirable package.